India is now one of the largest and the fastest growing ecosystem for early stage businesses. Do you think this is going to be one of the key drivers of India's new innovative growth and help us to catapult us forward rather than going through every stage of development which other countries and economies have done?
Sunil, absolutely. But let me give you some data. We are $3.6 trillion in GDP 31st of March 2024. This year we'll grow nominal 11.5%. We could reach 4 trillion provided the rupee dollar rate remains the same. Could be 5 trillion with 92% certainty by 2027. We'll be with 10 trillion by 2032-33, 80% certainty, provided all of us work harder, 72 hours a week and all that nice stuff. And Sunil travels more and gets us business. Now, why am I saying this? I'm very optimistic because of many reasons, and then I'll come to geopolitics. One, we invested $1 trillion in capex every year. Government 250 billion, and the household sector and industry the balance. Industry about $450-500 billion in capex. Our corporate sector is very healthy with low debt. The capital markets are giving you capital today for the first time in surplus based on local capital. And that's very interesting. There are only two countries with large entrepreneurial system at scale, the United States and India. Entrepreneurs in India are now able to access capital and use technology to grow, and that is truly amazing, and you're going to see much more growth in future. Capital productivity is at all-time high. I think in the NSE 50, I think the return on equity is 14-15%, and which is very good, much more than the cost of capital, and focus on capital productivity in this country is very high. Labor productivity is coming up because of automation and because of the improvement in supply chain and because the improvement in technology is coming up. So I think all the factors are playing to our strength. Now, if you look at can we grow at more than 7-8%? The challenge is ICOR, incremental capital output ratio for India is 4. That means it requires 4 units of capital for 1 unit of output, right? So we got to invest, we're investing 31% of GDP, we've got to invest 35% of GDP. Can we invest 35% of GDP? The economy could heat up. Now that is the challenge of the economy heating up because the barriers to the growth of the economy still exist. And the biggest barriers are supply chain, ability to supply at the right price at the right time. For example, Sunil, you'll be surprised, in the CPI index, 46% is food because it's based on 21, 22 weights. And if tomato prices, onion prices goes up, RBI will raise interest rates, believing that raised interest rates can reduce tomato prices, which is ridiculous. So we have some structural challenges there in terms of higher interest rates. So I think we can heat up. But can we do more? Yes, provided we tackle the global markets. No country has grown fast like China did, the US did in the late 19th century and early 20th century, which are the export market. Are we exporting enough? We're not exporting enough. Today we export something like $770 billion, $450 billion is goods, $320 billion is, I think, services. Services certainly will grow 8-10%. Goods have to grow. And like Sunil said, the external environment is quite hostile because this global growth has come down. So that is a challenge. Can we export? That is the first challenge. Second challenge we face, Sunil, internally, are we going to put more money into infrastructure or not? Today, Sunil, 8 lakh crores is being spent on the bottom of the pyramid for all social action. And that's because politicians are responding to people who are demanding more, and people are the voters. Now, that's the challenge. In my state of Karnataka, 60,000 crores is being spent on freebies this year. And we are not a poor state. We are the richest state in India. Yet, 1.3 crore women are getting 2,000 rupees a month because they want to buy the votes. Now, will we be able to invest enough in the next 5-7 years? Now, that is the challenge. Because without public infrastructure, roads and the rail network, we are not going to be productive enough. That is it. Will corporate sector invest? Yes. I'll give you some data, Sunil. 2023 March, we paid total corporate tax of 10 lakh 4,000 crores. Capitalized at 25%, pre-tax profit is 40 lakh crores. 24, we paid 11 lakh 32,000 crores, that is 45 lakh crores. 85 lakh crores pre-tax profit in 2 years. And this year will be close to 50 lakh crores. If you remove taxation of 20 lakh crores, that's 65 lakh crores. Dividends 10 lakh crores, 55 lakh crores will be investing. So we're investing. There's enough money being generated to invest. Now we have to invest, we have to automate, we have to do it. The last point in the domestic economy is the World Bank wrote a report called the World Development Report 2024. They made an interesting point. To escape the middle income trap, the only challenge is innovation. And that is where things are happening in this country. Tremendous amount of innovation, but we lack a little bit of capital. For innovation and technology, there are three things: human capital in abundance. Second, we need physical capital happening. Third, we need financial capital. We don't have enough. And that's where we lack. We're integrating in the world. We need more financial capital for technology. And we are in the midst of the digital revolution. In the next 5 years, with AI, with hypercloud, with quantum computing, hopefully 3D printing and everything else, we're going to see unbelievable change, and the speed of change is going to be even greater because of all these things coming. And geopolitically, next 10 years are going to be very hostile.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.